Hi friends, so this is me editing back, okay? I realized I never said the title in the video. Today's episode 1 of Curating Your Closet. This is my new series, and it is, out with the old, in with the new for clothing. So talking about donating clothes and all that fun stuff there. And then the next part is for episode 2, we're going to talk about materials and fabrics to look for, but back to the program. Just had to add that in there. Hi friends, welcome to episode 1 of Curating Your Closet. This is going to be my series where I talk about how to have an amazing wardrobe, things you love, everything's amazing, dream wardrobe. On a budget too, of course. I don't come to spend money. So I originally filmed this video and then I was on YouTube and I was watching other people's videos and things like that. And I came across, I'm trying to remember the video, but I came across a video that talked about, once you buy something fast fashion, that's already the environmental impact that it's had, and it's already done. So just because, I'm getting rid of fast fashion, I'm not buying fast fashion anymore, doesn't mean that we should be removing everything from our wardrobe. It is our responsibility we have to wear the garment through. We have already bought it. The ball is on our court now. We have to be the ones to make sure that we lessen the environmental impacts of it. So I did not include that in my first video. And I was like, hey, everybody, clear out your closets. Because I know what I'm talking about. I know, what to look for with that. But it did kind of sound like get rid of everything. So that's not what we're going to do. Today, as you probably guessed from the intro, episode 1 of Curating Your Closet is about getting rid of things first. We have to clear up that space. We want to make sure, everything's looking good in there. We have some room to add some new pieces. I think a lot of us have been there. You open your closet and it's tumbleweeds. It feels like you have nothing to wear. And obviously there's clothes in there. You're like, I don't want to wear any of this. And it kind of puts you in that position where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go. I'm 3 days away from this event. I don't have anything. I have to go out and I have to buy all this stuff. That is a terrible feeling to stress shop. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by lessening what is in our closet so we can see what we have. And I'm going to take you through how I do that. So first, let's talk about what to do with the clothes that you're donating, or if you're donating, I think that is the easiest piece to get out of the way. So first option is, and I think most people do this, they go through their closet, get a bag, drop it at the Goodwill, drop it wherever, You can do that. If you have some really amazing pieces, you can, sell them on Depop, sell them somewhere else, because that is a great way to get money back to put towards the new clothes that you're going to be getting there. Or there's another option as well, because I know I don't have all day to sit on Depop and, haggle with people and be like, give me $45 for it. You can also do programs like ThredUp. I got this at a store the other day. It's through ThredUp, but you give them your old clothes and you ship it back to them, and then they sell them for you and you get a cut of that as a gift card. So that's definitely one thing I would say. If you see these in stores and you want to do it, make sure you get it from a store that you shop at frequently and they're on the slower fashion side. So I know this one says Gap here, but with Gap is also Old Navy, Athleta, Banana Republic, and Gap too, of course, it is in the name. So that's something to think about as well. I think I saw one, I don't know if it was Tommy or Ralph Lauren. I saw one there too. Anyway, there's a bunch of them. You also don't even have to do it through a store as well. I've never done it not through a store, so I don't know how that whole gift card thing works. Anyway, I'm sure there's some information out there online for you. Next, now that we have talked about what we can do with the clothes, well, actually, hold on, there is one more option. When going through my clothes, I like to kind of keep 3 piles, keep a few things in mind. So I have 3 piles. First one is definite no's. I see it and immediately I'm like, you're going. Then the next one is my maybes and my definite yeses. I put them together because I can always donate clothes later, but I can never go and get the clothes I donated back. And then the third one is, this would be a no, but I can do something with it. I can recycle the fabric. I could do something else with it. So that's the other option when getting rid of clothes, is if you find something that you're like, I love this, me and this piece of clothing, we have history, okay? And I can do something with this, that is your other option for clothes you're getting rid of, I guess, because still keeping it, but that's the other option there. So now I'm going to talk about how I decide what to donate. First off, unfortunately in my time I have purchased fast fashion. I know. So those pieces, I have already bought them. They have already damaged the environment. It is now my responsibility to wear them through. Wear them till they're done. Even when they are done, upcycle them, reuse them how I can. Especially because when you go to a thrift store, nobody wants to buy Shein from a thrift store. No one should want to buy Shein in general, but especially from a thrift store, it just kind of sits there, ends up in a landfill anyway. So if you can reuse it, definitely reuse that. Another thing that I did mention this before, when you're going through your clothes, you can always donate things, like hold on to things that you're not sure about, because you can always donate things later. It's not just like, I'm doing all my clothes right now and I'm never going to donate them again. It'll be okay. You can donate them later. So anything I'm on the fence about, I put in my yes pile. Then before I donate my clothes, I go through my no pile again. I make sure everything that I put in there, I'm certain on, and I do it on a separate day, because sometimes I'm in a mood. Sometimes I'm in a mood where I'm like, I don't want to get rid of anything, and sometimes I'm in a mood I'm like, get rid of everything. So make sure I try to do it on a day where I'm okay. I'll put it that way. I'm not like ready to get rid of everything, but I'm also not like, oh my gosh, I have to hold on to everything. So I go through the no's, but I also go through the yeses again, because we had those maybes in there, so I want to revisit those. And then it's off to the Goodwill for me. I actually did show this already. I am gonna try ThredUp through Gap, see how that works. The only thing with this is, which is another good thing, if you want to do this, consider this while looking through your clothes. They do take fast fashion, but they don't give you any money for it. That's kind of their thing. They're like, hey, stop shopping that, which, good on them. But you want to find clothes that are resellable, that somebody would be like, hey, I want to buy that, because otherwise it's not worth the shipping. It's not worth all that labor and everything like that that you would be costing them to do that, and the environmental impact of that. So make sure you're putting good pieces in there, not something that has like 50 million holes in it. Nobody's gonna end up buying that. Next, what I do is going through clothes. Another great thing to consider is looking at the construction of it. So yes, I've bought polyester. Yes, I bought fast fashion. And sometimes it is falling apart. So at that point, you're either thinking, which this is terrible if you're thinking this, but throw it in the trash. I have been there where I'm like, I should just throw it out. I can't do anything. But really try to find a way to reuse it, put in something new. Even if you use, like, make a patchwork skirt, I don't know, and use a couple of those pieces in the patchwork. Anything you can do so it doesn't end up in a landfill, in the ocean, in the Atacama deserts, anything like that. And then also, I like to, because I know sometimes it's like, oh, I'll just leave everything I'm keeping, like, if I'm going through my closet, I'll leave it hanging up or whatever. I like to see a clear closet when I'm done, so I just put it in a separate bag. Then that way, when I go and I take all my yeses out of the bag, I can organize everything. And I can also put on the side, I have like a bin where I put, okay, this is all the stuff I'm using for sewing. And so once you go through your closet, go through everything there, get rid of the old stuff that you can't use again, or if you think somebody else would like it and they could extend that life of the garment, you can send that away. But be smart with your choices there. Wear your fast fashion through. Reuse it if you can. If you can't, send it to a thrift. There might be somebody else who sees it and you're like, wait, I have an idea for that. So be smart about your choices there. But that is all for episode 1. If you would like to see examples of what I'm getting rid of and why, and what I'm keeping and why, let me know. I can do a separate part on that. I can also look at ThreadUp and we could talk about that more in detail, because also they have some cool stuff they're doing, but it is with AI. So I want to see what you guys think about that, whether they're helping and hurting the environment at the same time, and what goes into all that. So if that's also a video you're interested in, let me know. I will definitely create that. But I will see you guys in episode 2. Bye!